Jack, this is going to be a good show. And for those of you watching, get your cholesterol medicine ready. I've already taken mine today because we are about to indulge in some feast here in one of Tampa's oldest providers of our famous Cuban bread, Segunda Central, fourth generation ownership, family owned. This is one of these Tampa traditions that everyone knows about.
Oh yeah, and this is known throughout the country, maybe throughout the world. And I got to tell you, this is, and no reflection on your body odor or anything, this is going to be the best smelling show we ever had.
You know,
if you got smell-o-vision, you're going to love this one.
Oh yeah. Any of you who have eaten a Cuban sandwich or had Cuban toast or cheese toast or Cuban bread with your café con leche, in all likelihood it was made right here at La Segunda Central.
In all probability it was. Even anywhere in the country, there are places all around the country that get their bread from here, as I understand it. And if it isn't their Cuban bread, it really probably isn't Cuban.
Yeah, and we're going to see how they make it. And if you look behind me at all these beautiful ladies who are here today, they are part of this amazing tradition. And we're excited. This is going to be a great show. We're going to learn a lot about the history of Tampa and the history of Cuban bread. And we may have to try a little bit of it.
Oh, I think we might have to try some. I love it. I love to get it and toast it with cheese on it.
Oh, yeah.
You ever done that?
I'm already hooked. Oh, yeah.
Well, first of all, you know, it shouldn't be called Cuban bread. It should be Tampa bread.
That's true.
Because it's from here.
That's true.
I mean, it's not made in Cuba. Cuban sandwich isn't made in Cuba. Cuban sandwich is a Tampa thing, period. It was Cubans and Spaniards and Germans and all the other people that came here that did it, but for some reason we still call it a Cuban sandwich.
All right, get ready. You're going to enjoy this one. La Segunda Central, over here, right outside Ybor City. Cuban bread galore. Stay with us. We're going to meet the Borre family. And Jack, I cannot wait. I'm starving. I did not eat breakfast today.
Look at all this other
I
stuff,
can't
too.
look at it. My suit's getting tight already. All right, we'll be right back.
Want to keep this?
I'd love to keep that. Can I hang that in my office? You know what this looks like? It looks like a tie. The mayor's hour. Yeah. All right, Brian.
All right, here we go. Here we go. This is the one-time winner. Nice.
And he got it again.
That's
He
it.
lifted it. There you go. Hey. All right.
And I got my bait back.
Jack, we're going to meet the folks, the family that started this 4 generations ago. It's an amazing and uniquely Tampa story.
Oh, it is.
And, you know, it's one of those families and one of those iconic, you know, institutions here that make us so special. And we're happy to have the Morey family here.
Thank you.
Tony and Copeland Morey, father and son. This is the 4th generation, Tony. How did it all start?
Well, my grandfather, Juan, he was from the Catalonia region of Spain, near Barcelona. The story we got, because he passed away before I was even born, it's from my uncles and my fathers and my aunt, is that he migrated from there to Cuba. They think that he was a soldier in the Spanish-American War. When they lost the war, he decided to stay. He wasn't going to stay there. He wasn't going to go back to Spain. So he migrated from there, state of Florida, up the East Coast, and then back down the west, and then came back down and migrated and stayed in Tampa. Now, the story is we think that he either brought the recipe with him from Spain for this bread, or he learned about it while he was in Cuba. We're pretty sure the palmetto leaf was from Cuba, or something like that.
And tell us about the palmetto leaf. That's unique to Cuban bread and maybe unique to Tampa.
It probably is. Probably unique to the whole world, probably. The palmetto, function for the palmetto is to keep a weak spot on the bread. Okay?
To keep
A weak spot. Yeah,
Weak, yeah, because as you put the bread in the oven and that gas has been formed by fermentation, it's got to release. It's got to go somewhere. If it doesn't have a spot to reach. It's just going to rip wherever it can. It's got to get out.
Yeah.
So the palmetto leaf, when we go back there, we'll show you, it stays moist underneath that palmetto leaf. The rest of it is all dried out. So as it starts to rise, the gas starts escaping on that leaf.
Oh, that's...
It's not for flavor.
I wonder who discovered that. That in itself
I don't
was
know.
quite
We don't
a
know.
discovery.
So are the secrets to the Cuban bread that you make kind of like the secrets to Coca-Cola?
Not really.
It's a pretty simple bread that we make. It's a pretty standard recipe, but the difference is the process. Our process is real slow and deliberate, and more intentional for a better flavor and a certain kind of flavor rather than a bread that's a rushed process. So that's what makes Cuban bread what it is.
But we've always said that you don't get Cuban bread down in Cuba. You get it in Tampa, and that's it. And I know even I was up in Charleston, West Virginia at the airport, and I saw a Cuban sandwich. I thought, I got to try this. Well, I got it, and they had everything on a Cuban, right, except they didn't have the Cuban bread. They had a hoagie roll or something like that. And I said, this is not, I told the woman behind the thing, said, this isn't a Cuban sandwich. They had a big sign out there, a printed sign.
You'll have to give us their number. We'll track them.
I said,
we'll
that's nonsense. That's not a Cuban sandwich. You got to have La Segunda bread before you got a Cuban sandwich.
You got to have La Segunda bread.
So Copeland, you're the heir to this, and I know you have a daughter, a young lady over here. It's been an amazing tradition. It's been passed from grandfather to father to now to you, the son. Tell us what's that like. I mean, you're carrying a heavy burden in terms of maintaining the quality and the integrity of the process.
All the burden now.
Well, no, I enjoy it. It's been part of our family for a long time, and going back to my great grandfather, it was a simple process and simple business. We just made the bread for the Columbia restaurant, and then it's kind of grown and grown a little bit over the years. And my dad and his cousin Raymond added this portion, the cafe, and then we've just been lucky with some growth lately, and it's part of our life.
How far do you all send the bread? Because I know it goes all over the country to places where they really make Cuban sandwiches.
Yeah, the furthest it gets up is Alaska. That's probably the furthest it goes, and we actually sell more bread in Alaska than we do in Miami because of the culture.
In Miami, they don't know how to make a Cuban sandwich at all.
I don't know what their bread is, but it's not Tampa Cuban bread. Let me put it that way.
It ain't a Cuban sandwich.
Well, we've been blessed with technology lately, and social media has gotten the word out, and the Cuban sandwich is not just a Tampa sandwich anymore. And so, like you were saying before, there's places throughout the country that want to have authentic bread, and we get it to them.
So your relationship with the Columbia, and we've done a show there, and Richard Gonsmart and the Gonsmart family. I mean, that's what's so neat about this city, is you've got 4 generations of your family, now 5 generations of the Gonsmarts, who have been in business together through good times and bad. And Richard will tell you, when the Columbia was in some tough times, these folks kept the bread coming, until Richard was able to get the Columbia back on its feet. Because of that loyalty and because of that bond, that's what makes these relationships so special.
And of course they have most people feel is the most nearly authentic Cuban sandwich at the Columbia, but obviously it starts with La Segunda bread. If you don't start with that bread, forget about it. I mean, you press it later and all the other stuff. But
I think everyone agrees without the Columbia, there is no La Segunda. And it might be vice versa too as well. So it's a good relationship we have. It's a personal relationship with their family and our family, and hopefully it'll be like that for generations.
Well, maybe your daughter will marry one of the Gonsmart grandkids. We'll put this whole empire together. It's possible.
You never know.
how many loaves of genuine bread do you make each day?
Somewhere around 20,000 pieces a day.
Wow. 20,000 a day?
And is it all here, Tony?
All here.
Good grief, 20,000 a day.
My cholesterol just blew up.
Oh, man.
We're in our busy. This is the busy
It's a
season.
busy season. I mean,
My wife was telling me, said, you got to bring some bread home. I said, I'll bring some bread, believe me.
So why is this the busiest season, Tony?
the business season starts right around after Halloween. Then it'll start to build up as the food system starts back up. Then actually when the spring training is here, we got a lot of tourists coming down, so the Columbia picked up in. All the restaurants that we serve all pick up in volume. And so we're right about the peak right now. It'll start dropping pretty soon. As soon as schools get out, then we lose that. We don't lose the business. That business stops coming in, and then sort of starts to give us a breather.
So basically, your business is sort of like tourist business in the Tampa Bay area. Pretty well parallels it.
Restaurants.
So what percentage would you say is people, I mean, this is a busy retail store, people walking in off the street to buy bread. What percentage of the business is just retail purchases for families and, consumption by individuals versus,
It's 25%. 75% of our business is is wholesale. 25% is the cafe.
Now, you also, I mean, as you can see behind me, you've got some amazing pastries and things like that.
Yeah.
Do you guys ship those as well, or is this all walk-in?
No,
traffic?
this
We
is
don't.
all walking.
We try to keep this everything fresh, and the assortment here is really it's kind of a it's a reflection of Ybor City, and we like to think of it as Ybor food. It's because there's the Italian, the scacciata pizza, the guava turnovers, the cannoli.
You got no Irish potatoes in there? What's
No,
wrong?
it's not yet. So that's what the assortment is just different recipes that have been passed around, in Ybor over the years, and a lot of the stuff is unique to Tampa. So.
And some things from back in West Virginia and places like sticky buns. I love the sticky buns. We were talking about that earlier off the air here.
Yeah, that's a big northeastern delicacy, is the sticky buns.
Yeah, I don't know where some of these recipes come from.
Now, the question is, in Copeland, you and I have talked about this. Are they ever going to start making cheesesteaks with Cuban bread? I know you've tried.
Cheesesteaks.
Yeah.
Talking about Philly cheesesteaks?
Yeah, the Philly cheesesteaks, because they have a unique bread, right, that they use?
Yes.
Yeah, they use the Amorosa roll. Yeah, we don't mind what kind of sandwich people make with Cuban bread as long as they're buying the Cuban bread.
Well, the Amorosa story is the same as La Segunda is to the Cuban bread. If you don't have Amorosa bread from the bakery up in Philadelphia, you ain't got a Cuban or a Philly cheesesteak sandwich. And I only know one place in Tampa where they actually do that. I mean, that little restaurant called Eats, they get their bread from Amorosa Bakery. Yeah. And the Eats, I think is the name. But they do different sandwiches from all over the country and all that stuff. But again, if you ain't got, like I told them at the Charleston airport, that's not a Cuban sandwich. It doesn't have La Segunda bread.
Yeah, they've done a great job with their brand Amorosos. Like you said, other people ask, the Amorosa roll. That's how we want it to be with La Segunda. If they don't have La Segunda bread, then it's not a real Cuban sandwich.
So what's next for the family? What's next for La Segunda? I mean, you're growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, we've talked about a lot of different options, and we're excited. We're looking at some other bakeries to possibly acquire to expand our product line, and we want to keep it, we want to keep it Ybor friendly, so more of an Italian style bakery and products, and then it's possible to have this cafe concept also out and about, other than just
I'd love you downtown.
Yeah.
Oh man, I know that would be fantastic.
We've been looking at been talking to some people there too, but we're trying to be deliberate, take our time and do it right, and so we've been around for a long time, so we're not in a rush.
Well, the good thing is, you're smart enough to focus on what you know, and not branch off into these wild, crazy things. Execute on what you do best, and the growth, I think, will occur naturally. Now your daughter is right over here. Come here, sweetie.
Lillian.
Come here. I want the cameras to turn around. Turn around so they can see your shirt, sweetie.
Oh, that's a great
See your shirt? What does that say? It says La Segunda Bakery, 100 years. So this is the next generation then, huh?
Yeah, this is Lillian. I have Margaret. She's 2 also, and she's in school right now.
And this is a proud grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Is that your grandpa? Is that your abuelo? Yeah, he's pretty cool, isn't he? And who's the best mayor in all of America? There we go.
Got it.
Well, and this is the best cafe con leche as well.
Cafe con leche is great.
Thank you.
Well, we're excited. Jack, we're going to go back in the back. And,
We get to go back there?
Yeah, we're going to see how these guys.
See back there.
I was telling them, this is the best smelling show we've ever had.
Good.
It's
It's some of our shows when we highlight the craft breweries means Jack and I have to start drinking at like 9 o'clock in the morning, which is not good for the rest of the day. Well, you're done, aren't you?
I'm through for the day.
Oh, yeah. But he starts at like 3 a.m. in the morning. All right, stay with us. We're going to see the magic back in the back where they make the bread. This is an amazing family. This is what makes Tampa so special. There's folks like the Mores. Stay with us. You're going to see some really cool things here at La Segunda Central. Come on down, buy some pastries, but definitely eat a lot of that Cuban bread.
Cuban bread.
We'll be right back.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do?
Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
When it comes to saving money,
What? Parents!
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. This is so humiliating.
Be the boss.
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap. You were saying.
And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
at feedthepig.org.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
Welcome back for another segment of Mayor's Hour. This is where the magic happens. We are with, obviously, Tony Morte, but also Tony Ali, who is a master baker. He's going to show us how to make one of these. Jack and I, obviously, are appropriately dressed for all of this. So I'm going to do the best I can to fake it so I don't have to touch all this stuff and get bread all over me.
I got you.
Show us what we're doing here.
We're going to start.
And why we're doing it.
Well, this is really a tradition, for the last 100 and so years, how we make Cuban bread. It's never changed. It's the best way to do it. It's unique. There's nothing like it. So I'm going to show you. This is what we're going to start off with. This is a baton. That's what we call a baton. When they start, they put the ball, they flatten all the way out, they tuck it, fold it, hit it again, roll it, and prep it. Now, this is the final part when we start rolling out. Start with your thumbs in the middle, and as you start rolling, use your palms and roll out.
What if start in the middle with both hands together?
Put more pressure. You can put more pressure. Use your thumbs.
And then go out. Well,
harder. There you go. You can push it.
Start towards the middle. And work it out.
I got you.
Okay.
Look at my thumb.
Keep pushing until it goes
All right.
outside.
Good. All right.
You're rolling all the way over.
Almost over. Almost over.
But the trick is you got to keep equal pressure on both hands.
Both sides?
That's not bad.
I like that.
Really?
Give me one more.
Tony, are you going to show them how to make the ball?
Tony, do I have a future?
Yes. Very good future.
That's a lame piece of bread. I don't know what you're rolling down there.
I got it.
We usually call them monkeys. These are gorillas. That's pretty good. It all goes down. Roll won't be sold.
He's pretty dainty down there on his stuff.
He's good. I've seen worse.
A lot worse. Some experienced bakers.
Yeah. All right.
How many of those do you do a day?
Of these,
I mean, where you smash it and roll it?
I know all the shifts. We probably do 6,000 a shift.
Oh, man.
They all sell.
What do you think, guys? I got a future?
Yeah, a great future. Beautiful. Beautiful job.
I'm
Beautiful
one
job.
and done. What's that, Jack?
It was a good job. Good job.
It's coming after you. It's coming after you.
So, I don't know what that is.
I'll fix it. I got it.
We'll fix it. You got experience in fixing those bad breaks.
So, Tony, how long have you been working here?
Oh, since I was 17.
And you started out as, like a lot of the young guys here, not knowing anything?
Chopping leaves at the beginning.
Really?
Yeah. I climbed the ladder, worked my way up.
And
he gave me the opportunity.
That's great. That's
If
great.
you were a woman and you said you've been working here since you're 17, the last 2 years, huh?
So now your brother's here working with you too?
Yeah. He's a second oven man.
That's great. And so, what are the different stages of making this bread? Obviously, we roll it out, then what happens to it?
Like from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Well, I start off usually in the morning. I come in at 6, and I mix the bread in those mixers over there. How long did that mixer been? Since like the 50s, right?
That mixture?
Yeah.
Actually, the newest one was bought in the 70s. The oldest one, which has been totally rebuilt 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it collapsed.
Wow.
We had a guy take it all apart, rebuild all the ones and all that, but that was built in the 50s.
Wow.
But it's now like a 19, like a brand new model now.
Well, I start over there and mix it. I put them in the tub once it reaches the degree and get the texture. This either we scale out right here when we do the long loaves, or we do the half loaves, we scale out by machine. We'll do it right there. We put them in the steam box, let it grow, get a little proof like how you see them right now. Right. And we start to roll out. And that's what we do right here. Put the palmetto leaves.
And so these are the palmetto leaves, right?
Hey, drop this board. I'm gonna start to give you an example.
Yeah, I was watching them putting the palmetto leaves in. That's fascinating how they just boom, boom,
Watch out,
boom,
Jackie.
down
They're
to
going
the
to put a
end of
palmetto leaf on you.
I'm gonna show you.
the next phase. The palmetto leaves go on.
Anthony.
Yeah, that is our biggest hindrance right now, is finding this stuff.
Yeah, it's a problem getting that?
Yeah.
Start right here.
You know, we used to go down to
Overlap the leaves.
Go down 22nd Street, pick up all the palmetto you want.
And once we get it like right here, you want to.
Where do you get the palmetto from?
Real.
That's his.
He was just telling me that's a problem.
Really? So you got someone out there in the woods
Yes.
picking the palmettos?
Yeah, we're trying to work a deal with the state that they will let us go into the parks that we have.
You can come
over
into my
here.
yard. You can take all the palmettos you want. So Tony Sr. was telling us that the reason you put that in there is because it leaves an opportunity for the moisture to escape.
Yeah,
Or the
and
heat to
once the
escape.
dough starts fermentating, you know, it ages a little, it has like a gas in it almost. So when it hits the oven, it blows up and it creates that crevice that you see in all the
Yeah,
loaves.
that crease that goes down.
Yes, once it moves in the heat, activates the
It's
yeast.
partially baked. I haven't taken it out of the oven, but you see where that leaf was.
Right, oh yeah.
That's where it's split all the way along the line. See how sticky it is underneath?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
That keeps it, makes it weak because everything else is dry and hard. So when they hit that spot, it's going to break along.
Got it?
And that's unique to the Tampa preparation.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think that my
Want to try to flip it?
They use string?
Y'all want to try to flip it?
Are you able to use the palmetto leaves over and over again?
No. Once it goes in the oven, it starts to, burn.
So that's it?
Yeah.
So
We got to
you
rip. We got to rip. Everybody has to. Once my shift starts, while they're chopping leaves, they're gonna have to rip a whole box apiece to cover for all the bread on the shift. So that's another part of the trade that we do ripping all the leaves up for the shift.
Well, I was going to say how long it must take to gather all those palmetto leaves
An hour.
and everything else.
An hour. 1 hour.
Go out and just rip them off the trees, or?
No, he takes care of that part. He gets the guy to do that, but we'll rip it up. We'll chop it up and rip it up ourselves. So.
And so then what do? You flip it?
Yeah, we flip it, stuff in the middle. Give it a shot.
And then you do the same thing on the backside?
No. It's just like that.
No, just to one side.
Just trying to get ready to go back into the oven.
Yeah, walk your fingers underneath. There you go. Not bad. Keep going. Nice job. Perfect.
When it's ready to go in the oven,
We're gonna look.
they're
Great
going to
job.
put it right side up.
And they put it on that little board for the oven.
As the bread grows, it goes in the steam box, it gets wet and moist. When they take it out, they dry it because now you got to touch it back. And they're going to flip it over like this, even though this one's hard because it's already done. Now it's kind of ready to go in the oven. The leaves is back right side up. And under here, you can see how sticky it is.
Yeah.
And it stays that way.
And so do you put it in the oven not with that?
Yeah, with that. That's called a paling.
And that doesn't burn up as well?
No.
No,
That's amazing. Who came up with the concept of using the palmetto leaves back?
we really don't know. I mean, like I tell you, we're not sure where my grandfather saw this. He might have started in Cuba because at that time they were rationing food.
Yeah.
And whoever was the leader there at that time figured that if I make the bread long, looks like you got a lot more. And if I give you a short little loaf.
Yeah.
Okay. So they did that. And whether we had a lot of Cubans that came in the boat list. They never saw bread with palmetto on it.
Oh, I can imagine.
We gotta show up and it's like kind of,
No, they're all bakers. We're all bakers, but nobody ever seen this process before.
Well, we were all talking about it. It should be Tampa bread anyway.
Yes, it
'cause
is.
It's not Cuban bread.
Ain't nobody like us around.
No,
Nobody.
anywhere. Believe me.
We stand out. We're gonna leave them all.
Absolutely.
That's great. It is amazing, I mean, the concept, who came up with the whole concept of it, and I mean, I guess it developed over the years.
It probably developed because I know when my grandfather came over, there was bakeries here already. I mean, they sort of joined them, and then he ended up buying them, and ended up with, now there's only maybe 3 bakeries in town that make this type of bread anymore. But I remember when I was little, there was at least 8.
Oh, yeah. All right, stay with us. We're not done yet. We're going to get out of the way of these guys because we're slowing up production. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. getting that college education. What are you gonna do?
Graduate and take some office job?
Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills.
The smarts?
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
I dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Like be a teacher.
Or a reality TV star.
I dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
Think you can change my life?
Make me excited about science like you?
Have a career that really means something?
Then do it.
I dare you. I'm Anne. I'm a scientist.
Recycling takes a team.
Why don't you let me
And me.
help you out?
Everyone plays a part. Don't trash
I love taking stuff apart and building new things out of it.
what could be treasure.
Pal's my most advanced android.
This is awesome.
You haven't seen anything yet.
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
The traditional La Segunda sandwich is we have a special sauce, which is a mayonnaise, deli mustard, garlic and pepper mixture. And then we put that on with ham, salami, pork, marinated pork, and then we also put pickles and Swiss cheese on top. We offer guava pastries, apple turnovers. We have just an array of pastries. I mean, it's quite a lot if you actually look at the cases. We have about 4 different cases with a lot of product. And everything, you know, the bakers bake it from scratch, and it's so nice to have all that quality product here. And then we also obviously have the Cuban sandwiches, and we have a lot more sandwiches to offer as well. It's really nice to have such a community feel here, you know, and have everybody that's been, you know, from generations to generations coming back and telling us, you know, about their story. Customers come in and, you know, they have to tell you their story. Oh my gosh, you know, I was up in Georgia and I'm here for a business trip and I just had to stop by because your Cuban bread is sold up there. I mean, we ship our Cuban bread everywhere.
It's me, Artie. Come see what I collected from the creative galaxy in my idea box.
Transform your world.
Will you help me make art?
Before you throw it away,
Hey, I have an idea.
think outside the box.
Go be amazing!
Give your cardboard box another life. Recycle.
When you're out there, there's no telling what you'll find.
I see it, I see it! Oh, look at you.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. Find fun activities to do, like boating and biking, or camping and hiking, plus much more. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
Na 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 na, I love you so. I love you, I love you. La 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 la, la 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 la.
We're here.
Yay!
It's a short drive from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
Jack, now we're back for the second half of the Mayor's Hour with another amazing and uniquely Tampa story.
Yep, the coffee.
Yeah, La Naviera Coffee, multi-generational, family-owned business, unique to Tampa. The smell of this coffee that lingers in Ybor City is legendary. You walk down 7th Avenue and this is what you smell, is this amazing coffee here at La Naviera. Danny Fernandez, how many generations, Dan?
I'm the 4th generation.
4th generation, just like Copeland Morey and Tony,
Yeah.
4 generations
Segunda, yeah.
in a family business producing a uniquely Tampa product. For any of you that have had Cuban coffee here in Tampa, in all likelihood it came from this retail establishment, or more importantly, what you're going to see in the back. Exciting times for you. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, the growth is causing you to have to expand, which is a good problem.
Yes, it is in one way, and it's bad in another. We're going to be leaving Ybor City. We looked around to try to find a building here. It didn't fit our needs, so we're moving out to the Hillsborough and 56 area, and at that location, we'll be able to produce about 4 times the amount of product that we're able to do here.
That's amazing.
Boy, that is great. And that's a rapidly growing area out there, by the way. A lot of people are moving out to that area.
Well, tell us the story. Tell us the story of the family, the story of the coffee business here.
My great-grandfather came from Spain back in 1906. 16 years old, his family were farmers. They wanted a better life, so they sent the oldest son, Carlos.
Typical Tampa story.
Yes. And he came to the United States. He started working in the cigar industry, and his fingers couldn't roll the cigars. They weren't nimble. And he kept working there until he brought his brother over and his sister over.
So there was nobody back then trying to build a wall.
No. You can get it. And they started a coffee company, and him and his brother, and they sold it after about 2 years, and my grandfather went to Tarpon Springs and opened a Spanish restaurant. It wasn't very successful, as you can imagine at that time, a Spanish restaurant in Tarpon Springs.
In a Greek community, yeah.
So he came back to Tampa and went back to what he knew, coffee, and he started Naviera Coffee Mills.
So this is really, it's Spanish coffee? I mean, ultimately, it began as that?
No, it's more of a Spanish, European, but we also cater to the Caribbean community and the Italian espresso drinkers.
And is there different, and I've been in here a lot and bought a lot of coffee from here, there are different blends depending on what your preferences are?
Oh, yes. There's a Caribbean blend that drinks coffee completely different than you would in Italy. Different roasts, different origin for the coffee that you'd use in it, different grind. Brewing method, the espresso machine is the standard,
right,
but it's a different taste profile for each community.
And do you pick your beans? I mean, do you go to South America to harvest the beans, or do you have brokers down there that send you the...
No, we don't go personally. We deal with a company by the name of Westphal Brothers.
Okay.
They're the oldest independent green coffee brokerage company in the United States. Matter of fact, they're in their 6th generation. And they know the coffees. We've done business with them for about 70 years, and they know what we look for, and they send us in samples.
What makes the Cuban coffee bean different? What makes it stand out?
It's a taste profile. It's more of an earthy taste, creamy taste. And of course, we add plenty of sugar to it and make it sweet and for the espressos, or add the milk for the café con leches.
And what about the Italian version of the same espresso?
Much lighter.
Is it really?
Much lighter roast, much different coffees. You don't get the thickness and the heaviness on the coffee. It's more thin, and you can basically drink that without sugar.
How much did you all put out, like bags with the beans, or actual coffee, or what all do you all put out as a product here?
We do it either in 2-pound bean bags for the espressos, 5-pound bean bags for the institutional. We vacuum package anywhere from 6-ounce to 14-ounce bags for retail through Publix, Winn-Dixie, and the supermarket channel.
Well, I can tell you that every morning when I have coffee at the office, Café con Leche, it's that coffee.
It's there.
Absolutely, it's that coffee. So it's exciting for you. I mean, we're all kind of sad that you're not going to be in Ybor City. Somehow I have a feeling, Jack, that he will be back with a presence somehow. But we're excited that you guys now have an opportunity to quadruple your business.
We hope to. We are working hard at it. We've been stagnant for the last 4 years as we've been building in the new factory. Our little factory here just couldn't give any more. And you have to grow, and the opportunity's there.
Now, do you have to buy all new equipment, or are you going to move all the stuff that we see back here?
No, actually, all the equipment here will scrap it, and we've put in all new equipment at the new factory.
Well, we were talking earlier about at La Segunda about how they call it Cuban bread, but it's really Tampa bread because it was developed here. And it sounds like what you have isn't Cuban coffee, it's Tampa coffee, that it is better developed here.
Very true. The Naviera, our blue bag, our flagship coffee, is not a coffee that you could take to Miami or up north. It's actually a coffee with chicory. When the cigar rolling days, coffee became expensive one time as a frost hit Brazil, and they needed to extend the coffee. So it was mixed with chicory. So that's why when you read on the front end of the bag, it says dark roasted coffee with chicory.
So that,
and it's just
that's
unique.
the special Tampa brand because of the cigar industry and everything ultimately, and the freeze in Brazil. That is the special Tampa blend of coffee then.
Correct, and it's unique just to Tampa in the way we roast and grind and pack it.
Now, it's one of the things I love about this city, Jack, and I was telling Danny, you look at families like the Gonsmarts, like the Mores, Danny's family, Tampa pioneers, multi-generation. I mean, I would imagine that relationship that you have with all of those families must be pretty special and pretty unique.
Oh, it is. We do business with both of them. They are not business anymore. We've worked with them so long. We're partners and they're friends.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that is amazing, and again, it's the generational thing, but to me, too, it's the special Tampa thing, and I really, we ought to make that move to call it Tampa coffee and Tampa bread and all those things, because it is so unique, but with the chicory, I wasn't aware of that, but that's what makes it the Tampa blend.
Oh, yes.
And do you find, you and I were talking off camera, that the bulk of your business was not here at the cafe, El Molina? I can vividly remember coming in here many times, and some of the old timers would be sitting here at these tables, telling stories, giving me advice whether I wanted it or not, solving all the problems that I had with the city in literally 15 minutes, and then I could go away and have all the answers. How expansive is your network for the coffee? I mean, are you shipping out of state, or is it mainly in-state in Tampa?
No, the bulk of our business is out of the state of Florida.
Wow.
We sell to the supermarket chains throughout the Northeast. We cater to the Caribbean community. And the population area that there are, the Northeast, Midwest, and Chicago. We cover the whole Eastern corridor. Florida, of course, is a mainstay because you have such a large population here.
And what is it about your Caribbean coffee that is different or unique, or that would be so appealing to someone living in Chicago or New Jersey?
It's the roast, the grind, the taste profile that they grew accustomed to in the islands.
In the islands, okay.
And there's a ship, a logo, kind of a ship. How does that fit into it?
On the bag?
Yeah, on the bag.
My great-grandfather, when he came from Spain, his family had no money. He was actually a stowaway on a shipping lines by the name of Naviera Shipping.
Oh, wow.
And all through the years, we've always maintained on our bag a ship, and it'll say Naviera Coffee on the side of it, out of respect, because he says if I ever do anything on my own and start a company when I move to the United States, I'm going to name it Naviera.
Where he was a stowaway on a ship named Naviera.
Correct.
Wow.
That's a great story.
I thought it was a family name somewhere from somehow.
That's a great story. Well, you know what else it is? It's a story about the impact that immigrants and immigrant families have had on this country.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, we are who we are because of the work of those folks like your great-grandfather and grandfather who came over here with nothing, probably didn't speak the language.
No, not at all.
No money, who came to America because they wanted a better life and were willing to work hard and build a business and start from scratch. And that's exactly your story. That's the Morey story. That's the Gansmart story. And you could go down the list of prominent Tampa families who literally built their lives here with nothing.
Yes. Very true. They came, they worked hard, and got ahead.
Yep.
Oh, man, I'll tell you.
All right. We're going to be right back. Another amazing Tampa story producing a product that all of us are familiar with a uniquely Tampa taste.
Oh, yes.
So, Danny, all the best. I have no doubt you're going to be successful. I'll be drinking your coffee for as long as I'm alive. We can start my day without café con leche with this coffee. So stay with us. We'll be right back for another segment of the Mayor's Hour.
It's not always easy being a dad. Do you have panda asthma too? Does that run in the family? This is the home of the most priceless kung fu artifacts. But when you make an effort... Dad, we're not supposed to touch anything. Oh, sorry. Go along, son! It's always worth it. Whoa! Faster! The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. I am gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Donate stuff, create jobs.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing.
I was very independent and thought I could take care of myself. I fell and I had to have Meals on Wheels.
After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak.
Meals on Wheels, coming to my door as someone who's housebound, having someone check on me, assures me that I'm not forgotten.
Meals on Wheels has given me a mode of freedom that I wouldn't have otherwise.
We're the clients.
We are the clients.
We are the clients of Meals on Wheels.
America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
About inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at GetSchool.com.
All right, Danny. I was teasing you off camera whether you still remember how to do this, but somehow I think it's in your DNA, so work your magic, brother.
Oh, yes, sir. We'll make you one right up.
I haven't already had 4 cups of coffee today.
All right. What we do is start with fresh ground coffee. It'll come out. It'll look like a little foam stream coming down.
Boy, that looks thick. Looks good.
Yeah.
Now, there's an espresso. Now, the way we do it here in Tampa, we get...
Oh, you've got to kill me.
Oh, you got to have the sugar in it.
There goes my cholesterol, my blood pressure.
And then, if you know it's a perfect espresso, as the coffee lays on top before it drops in. And this was a trick my father taught me. He said, you always want to keep...
All right.
Well, that's okay. I'm a decaf guy, so I think this will be anything but decaf. Salud. Salud and happy days.
No wonder the old timers could solve all my problems for me after a few cups of this. You'd be jacked up for the whole day.
I can only imagine. And looking at it, you can tell that.
Yeah. Well, this is great coffee. For those of you that love espresso, obviously this is the best in Tampa. This is what they've been drinking for generations. Danny, tell us a little bit about the coffee beans that go into making this.
Well, we start with a blend to be able to get it. And the green coffee beans come to us, 150-pound bags in burlap, and this is what it looked like when it comes. We cup it, we taste it, make sure it's what we wanted and what we were purchasing. From there, we blend it and then put it into our batch roasters, and it'll come out in about 17 minutes. Notice it's not a dark charcoal burnt. It's more of a caramel-looking coffee.
And so this is the smell that hangs over Ybor City is during the roasting.
Correct. As the coffee's roasting, it's a chemical.
Smells good. Yeah. And I got a big nose, so it's easy for me to get a big whiff.
There's a chemical change. The moisture's being taken out of the product. It's being dried. And then as it develops more in the roast and gets past the first and second crack when you're going into espresso, oils will start developing, and it creates smoke and the smell of Ybor.
Now, is that the beginning product there, the big...
The green beans?
Correct. This is the green beans as they come to us.
And that becomes that, ultimately?
Correct. We bring it up to about 465 degrees inside the roasters.
Oh, my.
And it will turn it from nice and green to beautiful and brown.
And they're bigger.
Yes, they swell.
And for every one of your formulas, there's different percentage of mixes, and so you have it all down to a science. If it's Caribbean, there's different mixes.
Correct.
Different beans, or is it
different beans, different roast temperatures, different grind,
and that's all just based on doing it over and over again? You found the sweet spot. And
yes, we think after close to 100 years, we're getting the idea.
Let me use my enormous nose here and check out the smell of these. No smell.
No, just a little greeny.
Yeah, that smells great down there. I can tell you that.
All right, so now you know where that smell hanging over Ybor City comes, is from these grinders and this generational family.
And pretty soon they're going to make Temple Terrace and Hillsborough.
Yeah, I'm going to have to drive past 56th Street up and down. I can smell
good.
it. Stay with us. Enjoy the next Cuban sandwich with bread from La Segunda and coffee from Naviera Coffee. Salud.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you?
You know you do. Yeah, but I don't know where to start.
That's why we're here. We're free, handsome.
I think we're breathtaking.
And here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Biology homework, G. I got this. Is that Bran? Colleges love extracurricular activities.
Chess really isn't my thing.
I got this. Doesn't matter. Go ahead. Picking a college, man. You and us. We go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos.
Fire and ice.
Those don't really go together.
Go to getschool.com for more info.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
So we were walking to school.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart.
cheese pizza.
Sometimes her mind wanders.
We should have a sleepover.
I remember saying, Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
Connor is struggling in school.
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
Why don't you understand me?
I do. This is what it feels like for kids with learning and attention issues. Redirecting to understood.org.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework. He hates homework. I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's
I'm
just
trying
gotta
as
try a
hard
little
as
harder.
I can.
1 in 5 children struggle with learning and attention issues. Go from misunderstanding to understood.org.
Jack, that was amazing. I mean, I just love telling these stories because they're so uniquely Tampa.
I couldn't believe it, having been to La Segunda so many times, just go in and buy a loaf of bread and leave, to go back there and watch that actually being made, and then to see the coffee beans and what happens to them and everything. And really, we need to change the name to Tampa Coffee and Tampa Bread, and no longer Cuban.
You know, if all the equipment's been shut down as they get ready to move, but when you watch that coffee making process and the grinding and the beans going in and being roasted, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Oh, it is amazing. And the smells in both places are incredible.
Yeah.
It's a shame we don't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah, that would be good. That would be good. But you and I smell it.
Someday we will, I'm sure. Hey, we got big things happening here with, again, the fact that we're looking down the road here at some NCAA championship games.
Yeah, I mean, once again, Rob Higgins and the Sports Commission have risen to the occasion.
Those guys are amazing.
They are, but you know something? The reason they're so successful is because we do it so well. And we were just awarded the first 2 rounds of the men's NCAA basketball finals, which as we all know, is a big, big deal. But I think that's just the beginning of a lot more to come. And so we're competing for the Frozen Four again. We're going to compete for another Super Bowl. We're going to compete for another college football national championship. And I think if we keep on this pace, we're going to be that destination for these big time events.
Yeah, I think ultimately we're going to be in the rotation kind of. I think we are in a Super Bowl anyway, maybe every 8 or 9 years. And I think we'll ultimately end up in the college football championship rotation because they were so successful in putting on that game here. And, you know, the amazing thing to me is we're the 52nd largest city in America, and yet we've had the college championship, we've got NCAA championships. I mean, we really, what's the old saying? You hit past your something
We
or whatever.
punch way above our weight.
Yeah, punch above our weight.
Yeah, it's exciting.
I'm blown away by that.
You know, and it puts us on the map. And, you know, and there's things like Hard Knocks, the show that the NFL is going to film about the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Training camp. You know, you've got Night Watch, which is running every Thursday night on A&E, which highlights our police and firemen. Every time we get to tell Tampa story or they get to see a visual of Tampa, it's good for us.
Oh, it is. I just wish that we were up in Atlanta for a weekend some time ago, and they just had 43 different video productions done in that state in the month of April only. or maybe it was the month of March, and I was thinking a lot of those should have been in the Tampa Bay area. If we could get the legislature to do something about it, we would be Hollywood East.
We would, and there's no excuse for us not doing it.
No.
Getting the legislature to do anything these days is a challenge. But we'll work on it. They need to fund that film credit, film incentive, which they haven't done. It's insane that a movie about Ybor City was filmed in Georgia.
In Georgia. They went up to Georgia to do a thing about it and recreated Ybor City up there.
Shame on us.
And all the people, because we walked by 2 different productions being done up there in Atlanta just in one afternoon in different parts of the town. And it's just commonplace to them.
Well, we can't fix everything, but I can tell you this much. We are here in Ybor City drinking great Cuban coffee. We got a chance to see La Segunda Central. Amazing Tampa history with amazing Tampa families. We couldn't be prouder. It is who we are. It's uniquely Tampa. Stick around. We're going to tell these stories, Jack, for the rest of the year. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next month.